All right, folks, Mountain Man G here with part 3 of 5 of this fantastic meal we're putting together. Up next, we have our steamed pork dumplings with scallion and caramelized onion. So, let's begin. All right, first we have our caramelized onions. So, I've got a pan with some straight vegetable oil, about a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to take our finely slivered onions and just get them put in there. So we don't want the oil too hot, we don't want it too cold. We want it to be just right. Because this is going to have to sit here and cook for the next 25, 30, maybe even 40 minutes to get a nice caramelization on it. Here we have the pork that we're going to be marinating for our filling. This is just a straight pork loin that has been cut down to a reasonable sized cube, and we left a fair bit of fat on there. That's going to help give the meat a nice moist after it gets ground up and put into our dumpling. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make the marinade for our pork. We're going to start off with some hoisin sauce here. We're going to go ahead and do a solid half cup of that stuff. Yeah, I know it's not a true half cup because, we got some crap on the inside there, but it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of mirin. About a quarter, just under a quarter of a cup there. A couple dashes of our fish sauce. Splash of rice wine vinegar. More like a fair drizzle than a splash, but it is what it is. And to round it out, a little bit of soy sauce. Up next, we have some of our crushed ginger. Just a nice little pinch there. Pinch of garlic. And then the juice of a whole lime. Crush that right in there as such. We're going to whisk this together, cover our pork with it, then allow that to sit for an hour or so. Let the pork really absorb those flavors. Ah! Run away! Run away! And there you can see our pork is nice and covered. We're going to throw that in the fridge and allow it to sit and marinate. Checking back in, our onions are done. So to some, they may look burned, but actually what you're seeing is we used a little bit of beef stock to help with the caramelization process. What you're seeing is that reduced down beef broth mixed in with the caramelization of the onions. We're going to go ahead and let these cool and get ready to grind our meat. The meat has been marinating now for a couple of hours. As you can see, it has taken on the color of our marinade. So we are just ready to start grinding this. We're going to go ahead. Our little countertop grinder here. I know it's not much, but it's what I have to work with. Sloppy. Oh, I'm going the wrong way here. Note to self, if you're going to grind meat, crank the handle the right way, huh? Take a little bit of our marinade, drizzle it in there, not all of it, and then the remainder of our green onions. Or scallions. Just kind of stir all that together. That marinade is going to bring a little extra flavor to the meat. And the onions, when we get these things steamed, we're going to add just a nice little earthiness to the overall dumpling for us. Our meat ground and our onions caramelized, it's time to put these dumplings together. You know, typically you just use water to seal them up, but since we're steaming, I like using a little bit of an egg wash. It helps create a nice solid seal around the edge. So we're going to take our egg wash, just do a four-sided little sweep here. Take a little ball of our pork filling, top it with just a few pieces of that caramelized onion. Now we're going to use a cross corner fold on this, which means we're just bringing up our cross corners and pinching them together in the middle. As you can see, that egg yolk is sticking and creating quite the nice seal for us. Bring up our other side. And pinch us together right at the top. And there you have a dumpling. Our dumplings are ready to go in the steamer. As you can see, they have sealed up nice and tight. The caramelized onions there are starting to peek through the top, but our pork filling is still nice and well contained. They're going to sit in the steamer for about 10 minutes, and they should be ready to go shortly thereafter. Our steamed dumplings done and ready for consumption. As you can see, they've taken on a nice sheen. The flour coating them has disappeared, and they are nice and fairly translucent. Once again, as in the other 5 videos of this Part 5 series, this has been Mountain Man G, this time preparing some steamed pork dumplings with scallion and caramelized onion. If you've liked this video, please hit us with a like. Also, check us out on Facebook or YouTube, depending on where you saw this video. Thank you very much, and have yourselves a great evening.